Yes, 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 family, family, family. Welcome to King Simon Presents Only Quality People, broadcasting on YouTube at King Simon Presents Only Quality People and the Numerovation Nation on YouTube. I am your host. I am your host, family, King Simon. I am your host with the most, Brother King Simon in the building. And tonight, we got a special someone coming on for the first time, named Dr. Karima King in the building. She's going to be coming up. She's a master iridologist, Ayurvedic herbalist, and Reiki master, and so much more. And she's a mom, and she does so much. So it is August the 27th, family. So take a step, relax, get your family ready for me, because I'm about to turn up, and y'all know I'm going to turn up. You know how we do. It's your brother King Simon right here. Don't touch that dial, and we'll be right back after this. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell your cousins. I'm in the building. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. On Saturday, September 23rd from 2 to 8 p.m. at the Alkaline Oasis in Brooklyn, Baba Ashraf Kwesi and Mira Kwesi returns to Brooklyn, New York after 4 years. Get your early bird tickets right now by texting 347-496-1022. Remember, they'll be teaching about the ancient history of Africa, Kemet, and also they're going to touch on Cleopatra. So get your tickets, 347-496-1022. And do remember, coming up on August the 30th, I'm expecting to have this great couple coming in. We're going to talk about a conversation about the plight of music and more. Professor Griff and Soleil will be with me on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's August the 30th. And do remember, if you're going to be in the Stone Mountain area or in the Georgia area, guess what? We got a big event happening that weekend. So make sure you tell a friend, tell some of your cousins that we're going to be doing it at Tassili's, the Natural Mystic Fair. Meet your inner child. I'll be one of the guest speakers there. And that's happening on the weekend of September 8th through the 10th. And of course, on the 9th, we're going to be going up Stone Mountain again. So big up to Stone Mountain. The whole crew will be over there with Black Magic 363 and Know the Ledge. And if you're in Brooklyn, they got a big thing coming up called the Haitian Art Call Pop-Up shop, and that's going to be happening at 1396 Fulton Street in Brooklyn, New York, at Nicholas, Brooklyn. Presented by the life, of course, the pro artists of all what's going on over there. So big up to the whole Paint and Sip crew that's going to be at Nicholas. And do remember, we're going to be with Ashra Kwesi and Mira Kwesi coming up. That's going to be live and direct. Baba Ashra Kwesi and Mira Kwesi will be in the Alkaline Oasis. That's right. So make sure you get your tickets right now. The early bird tickets are only going until the 9th of September 1st. So September 1st, that's it. Also, big up to our sponsors, the one, the only Dr. Shakira Moore, certified holistic practitioner. She is internationally known. Make sure you go to Linktree/King Simon. Linktree/Holistica Healing. Make sure you go to that. Also, Lloyd Strayhorn is also a sponsor of the program. Make sure you hit him up at 800-581-4401. World-renowned astronumerologist and palmist. Make sure you hit him up for all that you need. And also, big up to More Money, More Travel. Hit up Tariq Moore. His name is Tariq Moore. Make sure you hit him up, and give him a call, or go to that website. That's myvortex365.com/more money. All right. And the number, if you want to get the number, make sure you check out. Let me make sure I got the number 272-228-0684. That's Tariq Moore. Make sure you hit him up and check him out if you want to travel and also make money at the same time. That's like a paycation. You know what I'm saying? It's like a paycation. You might as well learn how to do it for yourself. And if you do want to advertise with me, remember, advertisement doesn't cost, it pays. So if you want to advertise with your brother King Simon, all are welcome, as long as it's all conscious and clean. That's what it is. And make sure you hit me up at the email right there at the bottom, ksptvmedia@gmail.com. Big up to Drop Squad Kitchen. Hit them up at Wilmington, Delaware, 302-984-2773. Big up to EPS, Holistic Health and Wellness.square.site. Make sure you get all their natural products over there. They got some good stuff. I use it. And do remember Nicholas Brooklyn, Nicholas Cultural. Make sure you hit them up, 10% off all retail prices and purchases if you use this flyer. Just take a snapshot and tell them King Simon sent you. And big up to Baba Ashra Kwesi. He takes people all the way to Africa, all the way to Kemet, all the way to Cairo, all the way to Nubia. Hit him up, 214-371-0206, and tell him King Simon sent you. And do remember, family, if you want to get any of my books, go to Linktree/King Simon the Numerator. That's Linktree/King Simon the Numerator. Get my book, take my classes, go to Linktree/King Simon the Numerator. And if you want to book a session with me, text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. Remember, accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. And like my dear brother, Dr. B. Serious always says, he says, I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection because no one is perfect in this realm. So big up to Dr. B. Serious. Woo! My brother from another mother. But don't go away. I'm still not finished. Don't go nowhere. Let me drop some stuff on you. Let me turn down this music real quick because sometimes you got to turn off the music and just drop what you have to drop. And just want to remind people, go check out my series on Forbidden Knowledge TV.
Did you ever wonder if your birth date holds information about your destiny? Why you keep seeing the same number or several numbers? Welcome to Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. I am your host, King Simon. Numbers are not here to control you, they're here to give you guidance. It's time for you to be able to read the numbers. This is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com or Linktree at King Simon the Numerator. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numeration for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.
It's the numerational session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my books on Amazon now. Yeah, that's right. Get my books on Amazon. I got 4 of them things, and I got 6 more that I got to write. You know the brother's always doing something. Gotta be talking something. I got to be talking something. You gotta be good. No, let me start now. Oh, sucker now. Take you back into time. Way back into time. Yeah, man. It's your brother King Simon. I hope you had a good weekend. I spent some time with my grandchildren, a few of them, because I got 12 of them, but woo, 5 of them is enough. And they are something else. As soon as I came in, they wanted to start a pillow fight. I'm like, what the heck? A pillow fight, so I obliged them. One of those people get down and dirty with the pillows. And then they want to do karate, and one of them almost got kicked in the face. See, you're messing with King Simon, and I'm trained to kick someone in the face. I keep on telling people. I had to tell him, I said, look, there was a crackhead that tried to attack me years ago. He got kicked dead in the solar plexus for trying to attack me, and he went down to the floor, and that was it. Right there at 14th Street and Union Square. I'll never forget, back in 1985, 86. He didn't know he was going to get it. Without further ado, family, we are happy to have this dear guest that's about to hit the screen for the first time. right here. She's not only a master iridologist, a Ayurveda, a Vedic herbalist, and Reiki master, and she has a temple of rejuvenation. And they embrace a truly holistic approach to maximizing the capabilities to experience impeccable health. And it's a holistic approach, never negating the importance of spirit. So big up to that temple that she has. Let's welcome right here for the first time at King Simon Presents, right here on King Simon Presents for the first time, the one, the only, Dr. Karima King. How you doing, Doc? What up, 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 Doc?
Peace and love, King.
How you doing, girl?
I'm over here cracking up. You talking about kicking the grandbabies?
he made a mistake. It's the oldest one. He's 12 years old, and he tried to sneak up behind me and don't know that I'm
reflexes.
Reflexes. My our teacher always say, watch our back. So as I'm the other youngest one, because he's 12, the other one is 10. And he's getting it, the one that's 10 years old. But I see the other one coming. I did a quick windmill kick, and I knew I wasn't gonna kick him in the face, but I want him to feel the breeze. I wanted him to feel the breeze, and he felt. He said, "Whoa!" He almost kicked me in my face. He looked at his grandmother, my ex-wife, my former wife. He said, "Whoa!" He almost kicked me in my face, and she said, "You better not mess with your granddad." And they don't call me granddad; they call me Tef Tef, which means elder.
Yes,
ancient, from the Nuwapian doctrine. But yeah. So how you been, my sister? Again, welcome to the show.
I keep saying thank you.
Give thanks, praise. First time on my show. I'm glad you are here. Big up to Lisa Carter. She's in the building. What's up, Lisa? Tell the friends, tell your neighbors, tell your cousins that King Simon is on the building. And let me make sure we get this thing right, because we want to take care of the business. We want to make sure y'all know who she is. Karima King is our guest. Her contact is 888-539-3313. Her email is templeofregeneration at gmail.com. Her IG is am.iridology, and you might need to put, why don't you get Temple Regeneration at Gmail? You might as well get it consistent. You got to get consistency. It's very important, consistency. Yes. And paypal.me/Temple of Regeneration, and then of course Cash App $ Temple of Regeneration. See how consistent? I could have just said one thing. So you can change, because you can change the Iridology one if you want, so you can get everything. So they'll see everything. And of course, just giving you a little advice. And of course, Linktree got Karima King, okay, and then Temple of Regeneration.square.site and Temple of Regeneration.com. Those are the websites. Let's give that a round of applause. Proud of your journey, sister. I know we've met before, and I think you've met me in New York before, right? Back in the day.
Yes.
Yeah. We go back in time. First of all, tell the world about who the one, the only Karima King is. Where are you from? Where's your family from? Please.
My family I was born and raised in Harlem.
Mm-hmm.
My family is part from Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
And from the South. My maternal family is from the South, North Carolina.
Okay, North Carolina in the building, and Trinidad.
Yes.
Oh, God, Trinidad. Trinidad celebrating independence on the 31st.
Yes, Trinidad, Barbados, and Guyana.
Oh, you got a lot going on there. There's a whole lot to cook up.
Yes.
Okay, so what made you get into holistic health in whatever capacity? What was your journey from young to now? What was that all about? How did you get into that?
Yeah, it's definitely been a journey. I would say that my first inkling was around the age of 7, because I was very much driven to plants and wanting to connect with plants. I spent a lot of time outdoors, even whatever was growing up in the crack of a sidewalk, a neighborhood park. I always wanted to know what it was.
Right.
Back then, I didn't really know about any books or anything at that point, but I would have been reading. So I used to just communicate directly. And then I started to learn about my ancestry, how there were herbalists and yoga practitioners and others in my family as well. So then I would say my first time I picked up a book was around the age of 12.
Okay.
My mother had some books. She had Dr. Africa's book.
Well, yeah, Dr. Africa, get that a round of applause. That's my Bible. That's my Bible.
African Holistic Health. And I used to just sit with that book day and night. Day and night.
He would be proud of you. He would be proud. You know yes. That's good. And that's from around 12 years of age, and your mother had the book.
that journey goes back. And then I remember when I was in the 9th grade, because I suffered from severe asthma. So, I was in the hospital during the summers. A lot of times I would have to take trips to the hospital for oxygen.
Wow.
Yes. I mean, that was a common issue in New York City with the air quality and everything. So, when I learned from Dr. Africa in his books, and there was also Back to Eden.
Back to Eden.
And then there was Queen of Fua's Heal Thyself.
That's big up to Queen and big up to Back to Eden. Those books are staples in the family house. I still got Back to Eden myself.
Yes. So that was the beginning of me really beginning to study the plants and work with the plants to heal myself. And I began practicing fasts and all of that when I was in the 9th grade, because I had a teacher who actually brought in a magazine. He brought in what was that magazine? Vegetarian Times.
Vegetarian Times. Yes, that's right.
So at that point, I became vegetarian. And I would practice making all the different dishes, and I got better very quickly, very, very quickly. So it wasn't, it was a no-brainer.
Of course.
At that point, it was very clear to me the path that I needed to be on in order to heal.
And I'm glad that you went through it from such a young age, picking up. Which is quite interesting, because you're born with that frequency of that old soul frequency and picking up on those things. So the numbers tell me everything when I look at that. And what is interesting, for people to, because back in the day, vegetarian, vegans was not very popular, as you may know. It wasn't a very popular thing. Being grown up in a Caribbean family myself, the Ital was there, and I had the Rastas, and my mother and them and my father, I grew up with that, the Bob Marleys and all that type of music, Burning Spear and all that, but I was always promoting either culture or ITAL. When you decided to go full-fledged into this wellness pursuit, what tipped you over that board to say, let me go get these, become a doctor, let me go get my certification? Because I remember Dr. Africa in back of his book, he said, look, he's basically self-learned. He just had to get all the cosmetics so people will respect him. So what made you get to step over and do what you had to do?
When I had my children. I remember when I was
You got children? You got children? You got children? How many children you got?
I have 6.
6 children? Lot of mercy.
Yes, and I remember when I was pregnant with my first son, I remember saying to my husband at the time, I said, I really don't want to have my child in the hospital. I said, I'm not doing that. And I remember a smidget, like in Queen of Fua's book, it said that she was a lay midwife. And I was like, what is that? So we actually lived in Harlem. We were walking down, it was St. Nicholas, and we were walking down the block. We used to walk for miles, right?
Like everybody else.
We used to walk from the top all the way to the bottom. We were walking from Washington Heights all the way down to Battery Park, like all the time. So we passed this bookstore. No, it was on Frederick Douglass, not St. Nicholas, Frederick Douglass. And the bookstore was Birth, Books, and Beyond. I was like, what is this? And I went in there and I met the midwife. Her name was Nanko Laleko.
Nakulego. Sound like assalamu alaikum. So go ahead.
Yes,
That's
yes.
why it's easy.
Beautiful
Yeah.
elder.
Yeah.
She's now made her transition.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh, yes, you can have a home birth. And we sat down and we talked for hours. And it was just so, everything opened up. And it was such a beautiful experience working with her. And it just took my holistic journey to a whole nother level, you know? And I felt like when I experienced my beautiful births, I said, I really would love to share this with all my sisters. I want all my sisters to have an experience like this.
Right.
That this is how birth should be.
Mm.
And I felt driven at that point to assist. So I was assisting in my friends' births. I began to team up. It turns out that every one of my children had a different midwife.
Okay.
It just worked out because they traveled a lot, and
sometimes
one wasn't in town, and the next one, Tyoma
was. Mama Tyoma, give Mama Tyoma a round of applause. Of course, Mama. She walks us through the parks. That's right.
Yes. Oh man, I learned so much from Mama Tyoma.
Yeah, she's a wonderful.
So she was on the scene with me. We worked together. I learned a lot from her.
Yes.
And I just started to kind of dive in deeper and deeper. Then I went into a journey on, well, what if from inception, from beyond, prior to, because I did have that practice from Queen Afua of doing the 21-day fast every season.
Yeah.
So I started to think about what this could do for birth. If we specifically focused on cleansing our systems, both the mother and the father, what that would lead to, and what could we activate in our amazing genius African bodies, right? What could we possibly activate if we begin to really reverse some of the conditions that we have been subject to, all the things that deplete us, deplete our nutrients, all of the deposits of chemicals that sit in our tissues, in our fat, and in all of our other tissues in our body and in our blood. What if we really, really delved in and cleaned that out? So I went to work with Montefiore Hospital. They had a program for doulas. Doulas. They teamed the doulas up with women in the shelters.
Right.
So that was my first time experience, like being in a hospital setting. And then I realized quickly, I said, this is where the work needs to be done, in the real grassroots, in the trenches, because at that time, the birth rate, and it still is, the mortality rate was so high. Infant mortality, maternal mortality in our community. So, working with the mamas who were in the shelters and just seeing what they were going through emotionally, financially, on every level, how they were being affected. And I said, I see how we are where we are now.
Right.
And imagine reversing all of that. I understand economics is one thing, but I realize it all leads back to health.
Yes.
The health of the mind, the health of the body, the spiritual health, and even going into the health of our ancestors that we are responsible for taking care of, as we call on them to assist us, that we also, assist in their ascension through our meditations.
Right.
And how it becomes becomes a synergistic thing.
Right.
One feeds the other. So by creating a system that can support life in its highest integrity. What kind of children? We look 20 years down the line.
Yes.
What are we looking at? And it made me really delve into studying preconception.
Right.
All of the little things that we are exposed to throughout our life, and how it can affect the gamete. Just little things that we wouldn't even think about, like you using a Xerox machine back in the day, the chemicals that outputs and what you're breathing in and the way it sits in, and the role of fasting and cleansing out the tissues. And I said, that was where I started to develop a program for detoxification for pre-parents. So that has like really taken me on a journey. Just that, even though I work with everyone, it doesn't necessarily. I work with elderly, I work with children, I work with, mamas and babas. It was that kind of was the seed that drove me to, what if we could really maximize, and I'm always within myself working on impeccable health as well.
That's right. Get that right of applause. That's right.
I used to think it was a destination. It's a journey.
It is a journey.
It's such a journey.
Now, family, those that are just tuning in, we are speaking with Dr. Karima King. She's our guest. Make sure you contact her at 888-539-3313. That's 539-3313. Email, of course, Temple of Regeneration @gmail. Of course, hit her up at IG at I am Iridology. And also PayPal is paypal.me/ of course, Temple of Regeneration, and Cash App is $ Temple of Regeneration. And also she got links to her Linktree / Karima King. And of course, she has Temple of Regeneration .square.site and Temple of Regeneration.com. Now, the interesting and family, those that are just tuning in, please share, like, thumb up, because the information is important, especially when it comes to health and your health and well-being and things that are coming down the pipe for this so-called fall into the winter again. So we got to pay attention, because that's when the flu season kick in, and they try to kick things up. Now, Dr. King, what is interesting about this day and time compared to back in those days? And we've kind of gone through certain generations right now, and right now we're in a generation of, it might be what they call, what is Z or X? I don't know what they call it nowadays. It's one of these generations. But the health of our children are depleting in certain ways, and our young people are depleting because they're still eating the McDonald's. They're becoming overly bearing with all this type of food and stuff. And the war on food is still happening, and they're getting really technical with this stuff. I remember Dr. Africa in an interview said the food that we're eating is not real food today. We're not eating real food today. You know what I'm saying? So if it's gone for 50 years, he said you haven't had real food in the last 50 years. I'm like, what? Because we got Franken food with no seeds and all that. How important from your perspective, especially practicing the herbalist? Am I Ayurvedic? How you say that? How do you say that? Ayurvedic. All right. Okay. Ayurvedic. Okay. So from that perspective, do you see that there's a lot of younger clients coming to you now for health problems and health issues, or is it along both sides, the older and the young?
It's a lot younger than it used to be.
Wow.
And a lot of parents bring their children as well for iridology.
Yes.
Because they want to see what's going on. I also get a lot of young people in their teens and 20s. And I'm seeing a lot of lung issues. I'm seeing a lot of breakdown in the lung area.
Right.
The area that corresponds in the iris to the lungs.
Yes.
Wow. And also mental as well. I'm seeing a lot of mental challenges.
And you can see that in
it's just not there.
And you can see that in the eyes also, right? You can see the
Yes,
mental
in the
cell in the
upper
mental.
part of the iris. Yes.
Wow, wow,
Mm-hmm.
wow, wow.
You can
And you know,
also see it all around. Sometimes just looking, I would definitely advise that everyone look at their eyes every day, from day in and day out. Just look at your body, tune in, because it's always speaking.
yes,
And if you see a cloudiness, if you notice your vision is not as sharp, if you're noticing gray circle, a gray ring around the rim of the iris, make some changes. Slow
okay,
down. A lot of things can be adjusted through food. And I'm not saying you have to be perfect every day. I mean, there are certain things that should never cross your mouth. That is true.
right, right,
But you don't always have to eat, you know, let's say a cucumber every single day and that's all you eat.
right.
Or watercress. There are certain things that I think are key foods like watercress, callaloo, fresh green. They're highly concentrated with antioxidants and some of the plant substances that we need to actually filter out the chemicals in our body, and also to nourish the tissues as well and the blood. But if you look at your eyes and you see haziness and you see that grayish blue circle, you know that you're probably consuming, your sodium could be off, your cholesterol could be out, your liver is not, and your blood are not as clean as they need to be. If you notice there's a spillover in color, your eyes have their color and you have the rim around the iris, and you notice there's too much spillage
Right,
into
right,
the whites of the eyes. Sometimes that is due to allergies, sometimes it's due to heat,
right.
sometimes it is just simply age or climate. Um, and but you have to take care of your eyes and your body. If you see it, then you know, okay, it's time for a blood cleanser. Let me, clean my blood. Let me go on and when I say that, I don't mean just go get a tea. Go get some red clover tea.
Right, right. But what is the simplest way to start to clean your blood?
The simplest way to start is to start fresh.
Mm,
Go on and take a day and say, okay, on Monday, let's say tomorrow, I'm going to get the purest form of water I can find. I'm going to add some chlorophyll to it, and I'm going to drink that all day long. And I'm only going to eat enzyme rich foods. So that means that your foods are going to be raw.
okay.
You'll be eating greens. When it comes to the fruits, you'll make sure that you get like muscadines, something like that. Nothing that's too hybridized, because a
Right,
lot of the fruit is ultra hybrid and it's far from its original state.
right.
Um, Even the lemons and stuff, but what can you do? Sometimes you have to use what you can.
Right.
Um, so I would do that, and I would drink a lot of lemon water, eat greens, get some seeded watermelon, maybe. I don't know. The watermelon been interesting lately. I don't know
Yeah.
what that's about.
I know the farmers market has some good seeded watermelon. I've been checking them
Yeah.
out here in Georgia, and
Hmm.
now before we go deeper into that, I just want to make sure people know that she has contacts that if you want to do an iridology session or you want to do a herbalist session or a Reiki session, you can go to any one of these links, the link tree. As a matter of fact, before we go to a hard break at the bottom of the hour at the 30, I want to make sure I share her website, at least the link tree first, because the link tree is also on your IG also. And that's good. I got your link tree right here. I'm going to share that screen to show them that first, and so people can know where they're going. No, that's not the link tree. There you go. And there we are. So as you can see, let
Oh,
me let me let me
yes.
get let me get up in front here. Let me get it in front. Oh, let me throw it up in front. Let me see. Let me throw it up in front. Remove and bring it back. There we go. So yes, and on this link tree family, you can actually see what she has: virtual iridology sessions, herbal medicines for healing classes here, preconception and natural birth here, also group health support session here, and of course Irvigo.
That one's Arvigo
Arvi-
Mayan. I do. There's something called Arvigo Mayan abdominal therapy, and it's used for fertility.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Not only just for women, but also for men.
What? Yeah, so
Yes.
if me want more children, me can use that.
Yes.
Yes. Me have 9 no, so me can get the next 9. All right, I see where you're going. Cellular cleanse and rejuvenation products here.
Yes.
Book your access consciousness bar session. What's that?
Okay, so all right, so access consciousness. This is one of those things that I just have to do. I can't explain a lot. There are people, there's websites on it, and it talks about it.
Okay.
When I first came across it, I was like, okay, yeah, another energy work technique, whatever,
Right. Well, then don't go
I
there.
practice Reiki, but when I say this, when I went into the bars, I had a friend who was like, oh, I practice this bars, it's wonderful, and I want you to come. We got together, and we had she had a teacher come in, and the teacher taught us the bar session, and we practiced it right there. And when I can say, I have to say it, like, just opened everything up. It shifted everything. Like, the crystal moldavite?
Yes. Right.
I'm going to compare it to that.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. Whenever it's in your presence, or you have it, or you engage with it, it's like things start to shift around you in a certain kind of way.
Right.
And it's very interesting.
Right. That's right. The moldavite, like the moldavite. Okay. So and the other one is the Ayurvedic consultation.
Yes.
And of course, reach me directly. Of course, that's all through the IG. She got a lot going on in that IG now, family.
I know.
But before we continue to get a little deep, I want to take this hard break right here. I'll put you in the background. I'm going to take this hard break. Okay, Dr. Karima, don't go nowhere. And I want to make sure that everything, I'm going to put myself in front here. And now, family, again, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and thumb up. Remember, sharing is caring. And when it comes to your health, it's very important. So we got, for the first time on our show, Dr. Karima King. And we'll be back after these messages. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
On Saturday, September 23rd from 2 to 8 p.m. at the Alkaline Oasis in Brooklyn, Baba Ashraf Kwesi and Mira Kwesi returns to Brooklyn, New York after 4 years. Get your early bird tickets right now by Texas 347-496-1022. Remember, they'll be teaching about the ancient history of Africa, Kemet, and also they're going to touch on Cleopatra. So get your tickets 347-496-1022.
Did you ever wonder if your birth date holds information about your destiny? Why you keep seeing the same number or several numbers? Welcome to Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. I am your host, King Simon. Numbers are not here to control you, they're here to give you guidance. It's time for you to be able to read the numbers. Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numeral Beta. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerology for mental stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com. Go now.
It's the Numerovational session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my books on Amazon now. That's right, we're back, family. We're back. Get my books on Amazon right now. Just want to remind people that after this, on this Wednesday, we got, of course, the great couple coming in, a conversation about the plight of music and more. Professor Griff and Soleil. Yes, we're going to have them in the building, of course. So enough respect to Professor Griff, good friend of mine for many years, Soleil. I was at their wedding, and matter of fact, today is their wedding anniversary, so give up to them. Today is their wedding anniversary, and I want to say happy birthday to Black Dot. I want to say happy birthday to Felicia Harden from out of Hoppy Films. Big up to them celebrating their birthday, and Professor Griffin Soleil celebrating their wedding anniversary today. All right. And do remember, family, we want to remind all of you that we will be on Stone Mountain, Brother Rich and Know the Ledge, 9/9. That's September 9th, 2023. I will be there. I'm also going to be speaking on the mountain. So we're going to speak at the mountaintop, but I'll also be speaking at the Mystic Fair, the Natural Mystic Fair at Tassili. She's doing it from the 8th to the 10th. I'm speaking on the 10th. So I will be talking about numerology and the other side, the childlike mentality you have to have just to do this. And if you're in Brooklyn, support my son and his beautiful empress, the one, the only Elizabeth. They got a sip and paint, paint and sip at Nicholas over there, 1396 Fulton Street in Brooklyn. And remember, Baba Ashra Kwesi is coming in with Mary Rod Kwesi. Oh, they haven't been there in 4 years. So they're coming back to New York. The early bird tickets are $30 until September the 1st. It will be $40 on September the 1st. So y'all need to get those tickets fast. I'm telling you, stop playing, especially if you go to the Eventbrite. But if you want to go through PayPal or Cash App, make sure you text me at 347-496-1022 or go to the Linktree /King Simon, the Numeral Veda. Your brother is back. How y'all feeling? And we welcome back right here the one, the only Dr. Karima. What's up? Welcome back, my sister. Very good segment you gave us. That was very good. I love what you do. Now, I know you also practice Reiki, and I want you to explain or talk to the audience about Reiki and what's the importance of using that methodology of healing or rejuvenating people's bodies. Please speak about that. You got to unmute your mic, beautiful. Unmute your mic. You don't.
I apologize.
There you go. All right. There you go. Go ahead.
Okay. So Reiki.
Take a deep breath.
I have to say that I have used more Reiki on myself and my children than others. My practice is kind of shifted.
Yes.
I do still use the symbols, but I've also created some symbols, and my meditations have shifted over the years. It was definitely a wonderful start, and the energy, getting the attunement for the Reiki definitely opened things up in a way that I was able to, I would say, feel the current.
No. Let's step it back a little. You said you created some symbols. What do you mean by creating symbols? What does that mean?
Okay, so usually I'm gonna just tell you a little bit about what I'll do with my clients.
Okay.
If I sit with my clients and I take them through meditation, and I also incorporate Reiki, or I incorporate access. With that, there will be a communication that takes place.
Okay.
And there will be symbols or colors or whatever kind of energy, whatever form it takes,
right,
that shows up,
okay,
that is specifically for that
yeah,
client.
that client. Is it coming from their ancestry, their family? What's happening there? That what you're saying? As far
It's usually coming from, it could be coming from their ancestry, but it
Mhm.
also could be coming from their own frequency, their own vibration,
Okay, okay, okay,
their own
okay.
vibration, the makings of themselves, because we have our higher self and we emanate whatever energy we're emanating is going to be coming is going to be communicated. That's
Mhm.
how we communicate with each other,
Right.
through energy. So with that energy being communicated to me, I'm able to make them aware of it,
Okay.
make them more conscious of it, so then they can pull that same energy and use it to heal themselves.
Okay. Okay. And would they be able to take it with them, that same
Yes,
energy, as they leaving your session? That's
precisely.
okay.
This way they're not coming back to me to always do this for them.
Exactly. I
Yes,
understand. Whoa.
because it's a lot.
Right, right, and and a lot of it deals with self work and self help, and a lot of people, they want you to hold their hands and all that kind of stuff. When a lot of it is already internally in them. Correct? Am I correct about
Correct.
that? Okay, yeah. I just want to make sure I'm
Correct.
correct. Now, people that are just tuning in, we have Dr. King and her. This is her sites: Linktree / Karima King, and also Temple of Regeneration .square.site, and also Temple of Regeneration.com. Very good person, giving a lot of information. Those that are just tuning in, just rewind wherever you may be, all 196,940,000 square miles of the planet Earth. Just rewind the video, watch. She got an 888 number. You know that's free. That means if you don't want to spend your money, you can call her for free at 888 539 3313. That's 888 539 3313. Or you can email at temple of regeneration at
Yes.
gmail.com, or hit her up at IG. She does check her IG at i.am.iridology, and paypal.me, Temple of Regeneration, and Cash App to support her ministry and what she's doing, $ Temple of Regeneration. Now, a lot of people, this is a very interesting question, because a lot of people are on, especially that are religious minded, do not tend to want to do things that's connected to India or Kemet or China. How do you handle people that are coming for your services, and but will think that what you're practicing or what you're doing is not of quote unquote God? Let's put it like
I don't handle them. I don't engage
that. Okay.
because they're doing what is best for them and what
Mm,
they know is best for them. And I'm not one to question that because I'm going to do what's best for me.
Even when you're, even suppose they're coming to be a client. So how do you engage, and at least put your own energy on, and don't tell them that you're doing Reiki?
Um, if they really express a concern with that,
Right, right.
then I will not use that
Okay, okay,
at
okay.
all.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
Um, I will work with them on the level that they can interact with me comfortably
Mm, mm.
without overstepping that boundary that they have, that they've created for
Right.
themselves. So
Now, now, why did you get into the herbology of the Ayurvedic herbology? Why did you study that?
I had been fascinated with Ayurveda, but I came to realize the first time I had a Vedic reading,
Yeah.
I was told that in a prior lifetime I was a Ayurvedic doctor. And I said
Mm,
that makes sense because I had been fascinated with it
okay, okay.
from
Wow.
early on,
Right, right.
when they talk about, I didn't, the Marma points and even the Vedic astrology,
Yes.
the Vastu, the item placement,
Okay.
because I know that this is a very ancient form, an ancient practice.
Right. Now, I do Vedic numerology. I do that. I do connect it because I have a book by one of the great ones who was one of the masters before he transitioned, named Harish Jahari. You want to find that book so people can see that when I say I don't play, I don't play. Let me throw that up in the front. So that this is our brother who passed on tantric and Vedic astrology, numerology, and it's all a blend of tantra, Vedic, and of course astrology. In this book, his name is Jahar. If y'all don't know, his name is Harish Johari. He was born May 12th. I remember his birthday is May 12th. He died. He transitioned August 20th, 1999. So it's a very good book, one of the best out there. And of course, I tell people to study everything so they can, give people the full picture of what they. And so for you to get into that science from that, have you ever tapped into the African herbs also? Have you got into that and studying that? Yes. I know Dr. Africa talked about ethnicity when they deal with it, because sometimes Chinese herbs, Indian herbs don't work for Black people, sometimes vice versa. So how do you work with that?
Well, I found that a lot of the herbs are similar or the same. They just have a different name.
Yes.
Brother Rashan Abdul Hakim.
Yes, of course. My brother. But Ruddy Duckets, we used to be on radio together. Sundial.
Yes.
Sundial. That's my brother from Sundial.
Yes, I love him. Yes. So I learned a lot from him.
He made me want to call his son now. Now I got to call his son to make sure his father's all right.
Yes,
me and his son is good. We're good people, man.
Nice.
Him and I used to be on WWRL. He used to do his morning show on LIB, WWRL. Very good, and I still got his books. Matter of fact, I got the book, the first book he put out. I still have that book, and it's all in plastic because it's all ripped up. Because
the green one with the green leaves on it.
Yes, that's right. Yes. Very good. Sundial. If you ever get a chance to check out Sundial in the Bronx, family, go to the Bronx, check out Sundial, and then up the block is Karen and Johara shop.
Yes,
and, that's my people. Veggie Delights. Big up to them. They've been studying too, because they studied a lot from back in the day too. So definitely. Big up to them all the time. So as far as going back to childbirth, because I know you said you want to deal with conception also. You wanted to focus on, because people are still having sex, making love, doing their thing.
Yeah.
Why is it that you want to focus on conception and the holistic part of conception? Why do you want to go down that road?
Because I feel like it's the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Time is moving on.
Yes.
Things are happening.
Mm-hmm.
Things are happening with our community. Things are happening with the world. Things are happening on the planet. And if we are to continue, and we are to continue to reproduce,
right.
and build a legacy and create a future.
Yes,
we have a responsibility to provide the best of what we possibly can.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, I urge people who are of the childbearing years, which I do get to see a lot of. My main message to them is to be very mindful.
Mm-hmm.
Be very, very mindful of who you're interacting with and how you're interacting and what energies you are opening your portal to. Because there's a lot that we don't know. Yes, there's a lot that we've discovered. We don't really know the energies that are being sent to manipulate things, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Without getting too far into it,
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, having the cleanest vessel, I feel that we have a better chance at keeping things in a higher order.
Right. So because we see what's happening, We see the manipulation of food, we see the manipulation of water, the manipulation of
Yes.
air, and the manipulation of mind. And, late great Dr. Africa said sometimes it might take 500 years. This might be a general, it took us 400 years to get where we at now, or more. So it might take us 500 years, but it's a 500-year of consistent doing of this holistic practice. And when you're mixed in with and fixed up with a lot of other things in your society, it's kind of hard, of course,
Yes.
unless you buy your own property and land, and then you have 10 families, and those 10 families start mating with each other, and it's a rough thing, and not people are not thinking on that level,
Right.
and it's going to take probably the very few, because many are called, but few are chosen in actuality. So
Yes.
to create this world where of healthy beings coming through, everybody is not going to accept it. Some people fall short, because sometimes our children run away from the truth of what they're supposed to do, and they become prodigal sons and daughters, and then they want to come back and get the fatty calf and all that, like they say in the scriptures and all that. They want to get back in it, back into the good grace of their fathers and their mothers. So how would you suggest through what you do, how would you try to continue to educate the young mothers and the young people? And have you written any books for young people to get that, or doing anything yet in regards to
I
that?
have one that is on its way out.
Oh, congratulations. I had to ask.
Yes.
Good. Congratulations.
And in the meantime, I have my preconception classes,
Okay.
preconception nutrition classes.
Right.
And we go into the mindset. We start off with the mindset. We go into creating geneograms, which are exercises where we look at, what we're bringing, what we're made of, taking that self inventory, and then going into what we can do to remedy or mitigate whatever we've been exposed to. If you know that you have, a history of, let's say, smoking crack, right? Then you know that there are certain things that you need to address within your body and your mind and your spirit. So it's about taking that step of self-discovery, going into the self-discovery of what you need to do to heal these issues and to move beyond it, so that does not get passed on and something that your child has to now take on.
Well, thank you very much for that. That's very good that you express it the way you say you expressed it. And what is so interesting about just the name that you have for your temple, the Temple of Regeneration. What what made you come up with a name like that? Because I know regeneration has a lot of variables, because you got to regenerate your mind, your body, and your soul. So what made you come with that name, per se?
When I look at the word and I look at generation, the connotation of what it means from one generation to the next, that we're on this constant cycle of creating generations, and then also what the word means in terms of regenerating to actually make something whole again. When we think about certain insects, like they can actually grow limbs back. So knowing that the body can completely heal, and we in our height that we are able, and there have been accounts of people growing fingers back and people losing 5 sets of teeth and still growing more teeth back. All of these things are possible and within our DNA to be able to do.
Right, right. You know, I want to read this to the people because it might not show up bright, but it says, "We are multifaceted beings with a magnanimous spirit that are all connected to each other as well as our prior lineage. We embrace a truly holistic approach to maximize our capability to experience impeccable health. A holistic approach never negates the importance of spirit. Our emotions make evidence the complex connection between our physical and subtle and etheric bodies. These emotions are greatly responsible for the state of our health. Our spiritual truth creates the lens in which we perceive life, the circumstances surrounding ourselves and others, and will color our emotions. Spirituality is the engine controlling how we think and the reality in which we live. We Here we incorporate spirit, mind, and body. Akaba, Akaba, I remember that name. Akaba at the Temple of Regeneration. Who wrote that? Who came up with this old writing there? Because that was very good. Let me get that around the applause. I just want
to. Yeah, talk. I channeled that one. A lot of times I start writing, I get into my zone, and
wow.
I just go into my zone.
Yeah, because my spirit said to read it fully because I read part of it in the beginning, yes. But they need to see. And you do the oracles and your divine and all that kind of stuff. So it's very important that family, if you get a chance, contact our dear sister. I want to thank you definitely for coming on and sharing space for the first time on my program. I do understand that you live in Georgia now. You're not in New York anymore. You're in Georgia, right?
I'm back and forth.
You're back and forth. Yeah, I know. Yeah. We all do that, the back and forth. But family, she got an 888 number, 539-3313. And her email, let me just throw that back in a certain position there and get that out of there. And her email is, of course, templeofregeneration@gmail.com. Her IG is at I.M.Iridology. Her PayPal is paypal.me/Temple of Regeneration. And her Cash App is $Temple of Regeneration. And also her websites are, you could get everything through Linktree /Karima King, or go directly to templeofregeneration.square.site where you'll see all the rundown. And then without all the bells and whistles with that one. But this one, the one I just showed you, that website is the templeofregeneration.com with her picture and everything and that saying. And my sister, what are some of the closing and parting words you'd like to give to my audience in regards to maintaining and at least growing and becoming a better, healthy person in this realm?
That's a beautiful question. So I would say become breatharian. No, but really, seriously, that would be great. But do the best you can. I would say have your things that you completely say no to. Mm-hmm. Create very strong boundaries when it comes to the energies that you interact with, which means don't watch too much of the news.
Right.
Make sure that you create that space before you sleep where you're not inundated with electronics and energies, because I'm pretty sure they're communicating thoughts, and some of the thoughts that you might have might not be yours. Right. So this is part of protecting your mind. Sometimes what I'll do is I shut the Wi-Fi off before bed. Try not to have too many electronics around where you sleep.
Right.
Make sure you sleep in darkness.
I try to tell people, my gosh, I try to tell people too much lights, too much disco lights, too much party lights. I can't take it.
Yes.
People think but people, you know what it is? A lot of people, and as many friends that I know, they think that having on the salt lamp is good, and you're finding out the salt lamp in reality is not good. These Pakistanis and these people are just making things and just calling whatever, and people just claim it.
Absolutely. The
But
Himalayan salt is not pure.
it's not
Most of it
pure.
is not.
But people won't listen to that. They want to sleep. And some people, have little stigmas of not being able to sleep in the dark, but yet still close their eyes to sleep. Mm-hmm. So I don't understand that. You're afraid of the dark, but still go to bed and close your eyes to sleep. I got this. And sometimes they train their own children to be that way. Yeah. Because they are that way. So you find yourself sleeping with night lights and all that. And I used to sleep with night lights until I had to. There's an old saying that I found on one of my, where is it at? I have a saying right here. I wrote it down. Hold on one second. It says, without the darkness, you could never know the light.
That's right.
So I cherish going into the darkness now.
That's right.
I used to practice Sufi order meditation and all that back in the day. Yes. So when I was in the Ansar community, we was part of the Sons of the Green Light. Wherever he got that information from, the Sufi order was a part of. So I used to go in the closet and meditate to get used to the dark and accept the darkness. And matter of fact, I might do that tonight. Because my room is still, there's light coming in from out in the street and all the bull crap. Mm-hmm. But I feel that I need to get back into the darkness, even the purest of darkness, because they said even your DMT start to show up and come more when you're in the pure darkness.
That's right.
Okay, so I'm going to create a meditation room in this house where it's in the closet. I'm going to go in the closet, and I got a semi walk-in closet in one of the rooms, and that's where I want to meditate, because to tell everybody the truth, at one time, the first time that I thought about taking my life, it was in the darkness. And when I turned off that light to do it, because I didn't want to see blood rushing from my wrist, I showed somebody the marking right on my wrist that I was going to do it. Wow. Today, I showed them today at the New Black Wall Street. I was over there today, and I was talking to the sister. That's a spiritual sister. And she got goosebumps because she felt what I was saying, the energy around. But let me tell you, in the darkness, my ancestors rushed my thoughts. And then I put down that blade. I put the blade right back. And the ancestor said to me, "What are you doing? You're going to miss your mother. You're going to miss your father. You're going to miss your grandmother. You're going to miss it." They rushing me. I was 8 years old and I felt the rush. Oh. And I put it back. I put that blade back in the cabinet. And then I ran into the room to cry. And I remember that vividly. It's making me tear up now because I remember that. Wow. But if the interventions was not physical, there was always something spiritual and in my thought. Because even the other time, during my second marriage, Elijah Muhammad came to my voice came to my head and said, he says, think 5 times before you do a thing. And this is way before the Malcolm X movie and all that stuff. But that's one of the lessons. And then the last time was a woman running up into the club and telling how good I am and what this person, somebody I didn't even know, saying that they heard my voice, they heard my name on the radio station and on WVIP. Trevor Ford was shouting my name out. He from Trinidad. He was shouting my name out, telling me, King Simon is a good guy. Go rent Temptation nightclub from him. He's a good guy. Blah, blah, blah. But she came running up the stairs. She pulled over. She didn't even park right. She pulled over. Something told her to pull up on there, and I was about to do it. I had the rope, the orange extension cord rope, ready to do it. And this lady don't even know. And from that point on, I never thought about it again. To show you how important it is to tap in and pay attention to your spirits and your guides and your internal guide. Don't let nobody tell you anything is pseudo, family. Don't let nobody out there tell you your experience is your experience. Their experience is their experience. Some people came through this to have a physical experience, might never have a spiritual experience in this realm. Some people came through for that. You may have come through it in another life, but in this lifetime, I had multiple interventions of my life multiple savings from different realms and all that. And so I see, and nobody can take that away from me because I experienced it. You know, even of falling out of a window at 2 years old and being caught.
Wow.
I experienced that, not them. Wow. F them. You know what I'm saying? So how would, you know, so I know these things are, and one day I'm going to transition. I know that, but it wasn't for me. It meant for me to do it my way or that way at that time. You know, those tragic ways. It's meant for me to just go in my sleep when it's time. I know that. I'm going to go in my sleep.
Well, I thank them.
Yes.
For saving you and stopping you.
Yes.
Because King Simon, you are truly a gift.
Oh, thank you, my sister. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you for coming on. It is now 10 o'clock on the East Coast, family. And we want to thank our dear Dr. Karimah King for coming in. Hit her up at all that information right there. Hit her up at all that information right there. My sister, have a pleasant evening. Thank you for being a part of the journey of King Simon Presents Only Quality People. And we're broadcasting not only on this day, we're broadcasting on the Numerology Nation. We're broadcasting on Twitter. We broadcasted on three apps. We actually broadcast on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
God.
7.
So everybody's going to see this.
You're broadcasting on Facebook. You're broadcasting on my private page on Facebook. My private page on Facebook is the Ministry of Numerology. That's for my select group. We're broadcasting on King Simon Production and King Simon, and we're broadcasting on Twitter, like I said. You know what I'm saying? So thank you very much for being part of this journey. I give thanks for you, and give your babies a big old hug. The ones that you have there, I know you got some grown folks. Yeah, tell them I said what's up. All right, thank you very much. Let's give her a round of applause. We'll talk. Take care of yourself. All right.
Peace and love.
Peace and love, my sister. Thank you very much, Sister Karima. All right, peace and love. That's our sister Karima. Give her a round of applause again. Dr. Karima. Man, she made it through. She made it through with me. That's good. I'm glad she made it with us. Family, you know, I know I tell that story. I don't tear up as much as because I know I feel the energy of what's going on, even while I tell those type of stories. But sometimes you have to convey the message to y'all, because you got to remember that those interventions are very important. And the only way you're going to pay attention or be alerted to those interventions, you got to be spiritually enlightened and spiritually grounded to pay attention to those interventions. Some people, and like I told y'all before, I wrote this book as a love letter to two friends of mine who took their life. This book, Numerology for Mental Stability, a numerational guide to recognize mental instability. I wrote this book for them because, and I didn't even mention their names because their family didn't want them to become the poster child of mental health, but that was the case. And I told my brief side of the story 3 times. I got a whole build up to all of those stories, a whole build up to all 3 of those times when I almost took my life from this realm. And it's an interesting story, which will come out more likely in my autobiography or my essays of my life called When the Late Bell Rang. That's what it's called, When the Late Bell Rang. So look out for that. I already got a website for it already, and it's already copywritten to a certain extent. So it is what it is. But I want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming in and being a part of the journey of King Simon Presents. Remember, go to my link tree /King Simon Numerology. Again, make sure you support Dr. Karima at all her link trees, King and Temple of Regeneration and Temple of Regeneration.com, .square, .site. Make sure you support the sister. And if you do think that whatever I'm doing out there, this is King Simon Presents Only Quality People, circulate and donate to the platform. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Ow! 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There's an old song they used to sing that back in the day. I forgot who it was, but I can still sing it. And go to Cash App, $ King Simon, 3158 or paypal.me/King Simon, or do super chat. Now I know that where super chat is going, I can do super chat. All right. I didn't know where it was going. Now I know where it's going. And please thumb up, like, share, and subscribe to this broadcast because, build the algorithms. It's very important that we build the algorithms. And next time I come up, more than likely we'll have Professor Griff and our beloved Soleil will be in the building with us also. Today is their anniversary. Happy birthday to them. Happy anniversary to them. Happy birth anniversary to Black Dot from Urban X. Today is his birthday. And happy birthday to Felicia Harden from the one, the only Happy group. All right. So we're going to be taking a step to the rear and getting the heck out of here. And of course, September the 8th through the 10th, we're going to be in the building. So y'all need to be in the building. All of y'all need to be up there and come and climb the mountain with us or be with Tassili over there. We're going to have a good time. If you're Brooklyn, make sure you go to the Sip and Paint in Brooklyn. Also, Ashra Kwesi, Mary Kwesi is coming to the Alkaline Oasis in Brooklyn. And big up to our sponsors, Dr. Shakira Moore, one of our great sponsors, Linktree / Holistica Healer. Also, Lloyd Strayhorn, 800-581-4400. Another one of our sponsors, 4401, one of my sponsors. And another one of my sponsors, More Money, More Travel, baby, with Tariq Moore. Big up to him and everybody. Hit up that website if you want to get some good travel. Specializes in cruises, weddings, destination, hotel flights, and car rental, restaurants, and so much more. And if you do want to advertise and spread love to your brother by advertising, the advertisement, remember, advertisement doesn't cost, it pays. So make sure you hit me up at the email. And I'm a very reasonable price. And if you advertise for 3 months straight, I will do an interview with you every 3 months. If you advertise for 6 months, every 3 months, I'll do an interview, see where your product's going, what's going on, because I'm developing. More people are coming and joining my chat. I can send you the stats. I got all of that. I got all the analytics and all of that. So I love what's happening. And big up to Drop Squad Kitchen in Wilmington, Delaware. Big up to Kendall Cobb, Hypnosis with Kendall. If you're going through some mental problems, you want to get to your subconscious, this sister helped me out. Hit her up, hypnosiswithkendall.com. Hit up to my daughter-in-law, EPS, Holistic Health and Wellness. My son and her have this product. It's very good. CBD oil, all of that, muscle relaxer. I use it after I train martial arts or training on a tree. I'll definitely use some of their CBD muscle massager on my body. Also, Nicholas Brooklyn, Nicholas Cultural. Hit them up. Take a trip with Baba Ashra Kwesi. Remember this, it's not a metaphysical trip. It's a historical trip. 214-371-0206. And if you want to get any of my books, go to Linktree / King Simon the Numerator. Any of my classes, go to Linktree / King Simon the Numerator. And if you want to book a special session, full session with me, text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022 for the special advertisement rate. Remember, the study of numbers or numerology is applied mathematics. It's not psychic. It's applied mathematics. Learn how to apply your numbers and they will guide you. In other words, it will help to bring and alert you to your intuitive abilities. But it's not psychic. I'm letting y'all know they like to call it this and call it that, but I have proven it is not a theory anymore. It is a theorem over time. Lloyd has proven, I have proven it, many others have proven it. We just want to make sure everybody get it right, all right? Remember, accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. And like Dr. B. Sirius says, I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection because no one is perfect in this realm. The Quran says we are perfect, but yet imperfect. We are perfect, but yet imperfect. That's that willpower messes our mind up all the damn time. Big saying by Dr. B. Sirius. Go to his Linktree also, Linktree / Dr. B. Sirius. And the next one is by Dr. Blair. This is the prayer we're going to close out with. Dr. Blair gave us this 20 years ago, this prayer. And I want everybody to take a deep breath, relax. I'm going to close out with this. Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. Thank you, Dr. Blair. Thank you. What a dear friend he was of mine. I miss him dearly. Family, like I always close out with great people. Like the late, great Marcus Garvey says, regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one God. Like the great Dr. Khalid Muhammad says, regardless of land, label, or language, Dr. Khalid said, regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one God. Marcus Garvey said, up you mighty nation, you could accomplish what you will. And Maya Angelou says, and still we rise. Continue to keep on rising to the top, family, and be your greatest self. This has been your brother, King Simon, with King Simon Presents. Only quality people. Family, share, like, because that's all we presenting is good, old-fashioned good people. And these are different pictures of me from a child all the way up to now. So big up to all my different aspects and versions of who I am. That little baby on there was that innocent child. I'm trying to tell you, that innocent eyes. I still got them eyes, but those are the innocent, big, black, beautiful eyes that I had when I was young. And I love my essence of who I was when I was a child and who I've become to this day. I'm so happy for the ancestors to protect me. Peace and love, family. Take care. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
On Saturday, September 23rd from 2 to 8 p.m. at the Alkaline Oasis in Brooklyn, Baba Ashraf Kwesi and Mirror Kwesi returns to Brooklyn, New York after 4 years. Get your early bird tickets right now by Texas 347-496-1022. Remember, they'll be teaching about the ancient history of Africa, Kemet, and also they're going to touch on Cleopatra. So get your tickets 347-496-1022.
Did you ever wonder if your birth date holds information about your destiny? Why you keep seeing the same number or several numbers? Welcome to Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. I am your host, King Simon. Numbers are not here to control you, they're here to give you guidance. It's time for you to be able to read the numbers.
It's important to release past trauma, especially if it runs in your family. I had the opportunity the other day just to talk to my father, and he was telling me about past trauma between him and my mother, and tears welded up in my eyes and come to realize that, these people have gone through their own stuff. Do not claim their own stuff. What they went through is not what I'm going through. But be willing to cleanse and remove and let go of not just your traumas that you feel you've gotten from your mother and father, but generational trauma that has been passed down from generation to generation. Let go and let God. And when things go wrong, don't go with it.
Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numeral Beta. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerology for mental stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.